Look familiar? It's the stadium. A lot of things go on here. A lot of contests are waged. A lot of tensions are built. A lot of cheers. A lot of disappointment. But here's an arena where people come and they want to make headlines. Take a careful look. You can see all the Big Ten champions listed up there. National champions. There's 5 of them up on the top. I'm going to talk to you right now about an example. Not long. I wanted to show you this place. Number one, it's pretty cool to be here. I'm sure some of you have been here. But I want to share with you something about a guy that never made it to a place like this. We all would like to try our best. Back in 1912, it was the 18th of May, and in the city of Detroit, there was going to be a baseball game. And the Tigers were supposed to play the world champion Philadelphia Athletics. But there was a problem because 3 days earlier, Cobb, who played for the Detroit Tigers, he kind of got in a tiff with a guy in the crowd and popped him one, punched the guy out. There was a lot of turmoil, and the president of the league decided he was going to ban Cobb from playing. So he was not allowed to play that day. And the rest of the Tigers players says, if Cobb doesn't play, we don't play. One of the earlier strikes in American baseball lore. Well, they had to play the game because if they didn't play the game, the Tigers were going to be fined a $5,000 fine. And they were going to play against Philadelphia, who was coming into town. And the coach for Philadelphia was a guy named Connie Mack. He was actually their coach for 50 years. And Connie Mack told Hugh Jennings, who was the coach for the Pirates, he said, you know, rather than pay a $5,000 fine, probably what you should do is just get a bunch of guys together, have them sign a one-day contract, still play the game. You're probably going to lose, but you won't have to pay the $5,000. And so Jennings thought that's a great idea. So they hustled out, and they quickly got 8 guys from a local college, St. Joseph College. They got these 8 guys on their baseball team, but they needed a 9th guy. They had a pitcher named Aloysius Travers. There's no catcher. So they signed a guy for a one-day contract. His name was William Edward Irwin. Called him Eddie Irwin. And he was the catcher. And so they went to the game. The game started. They played it. It was a debacle. The Tigers lost 24-2. It was the greatest upset, the greatest lopsided score still in baseball history, 24-2. But anyway, the Tigers played, and one of the players, the catcher, Ed Irwin, he got 2 hits. He got 2 hits. He got 2 triples. He got 2 triples, and it was the only baseball game he ever played in the majors in his entire life. Now, I've asked a lot of people the question, if you only had a 1-game chance to play in the majors, what would you do? What would you do? I've asked that of dozens of players, dozens of guys. And they said, hey, just let me get in the game. I don't care what they pay me. Are you sure? You would do it for free? Yeah, I'd do it for free. So what would you ask for? One guy said, just let me keep the uniform. One guy said, just let me keep the hat, just so I could say I was there. Now, here's the point. We may never get on the big stage like this. Maybe some of you aren't football players. That's okay. Some of you that aspire to greatness, maybe you won't go anywhere. But you know what happens on the stage of life when we're called by God to do what we're called to do? Some of us, I really can't do that. I'm too scared. When the time comes, I don't know what to say. You know, sometimes our time on the stage is very, very short. And for that kid, Ed Irwin, it was very short. You see, he had a lifetime batting average of 667. He was 2 for 3. 2 total bases, 6 total bases. But you see, he was 20 years old when he played on that day in 1912. But 4 years later, at the age of 24, he was dead. Never had a chance to play again. My guess is he probably remembered that. And it was so impressive that a 16-year-old boy about 50 years ago read that story And I thought, what would it be like to have that chance? You see, that 15-year-old boy was me. My brother had he had an encyclopedia of baseball. I read that story and I thought, if my chance ever comes, I don't want to pass it up. And your chance is coming. You don't want to pass it up. Even if it's just for one play, even if it's just to go out and declare the name of Jesus to the world that needs to hear it. When the time comes, my prayer is that we're ready. Well, thanks for being with me. Hope you enjoy the venue. The tickets were free. I just happened to walk in. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. See what's beyond the stadium? That's heaven out there. That's heaven out there. Blessings to you. You take care. See you later. Bye now.